Dear Professor, first let me express my thanks for your help in learning. During these days, I have learned much from you and it is very helpful to me. You are not only a good teacher but our close friend. I will introduce myself briefly. My name is DAI XIAOFEI. I am teaching in a university in Henan province. The purpose of my presentation is to introduce the research on the vocational adaptation of the beginning teachers in universities. Beginning teachers play a very important role in improving university teaching. This study will use qualitative research methods. The study found that three aspects of personal factors, behavioral factors, and environmental factors have an impact on the professional adaptation of university teachers. Beginning teachers face many problems in the process of acute professional adaptation, such as teaching skills, scientific research, and relationships. The purpose of the study is to explore what factors affect the novice teachers in the professional adaptation stage, and how to improve the professional development ability of novice teachers. The research questions are: what are experiences and feelings of the beginning teachers in college and universities at the adaptation stage? 2. What do the factors affect their acute professional adaptation? 3. How can they lay a good foundation for their professional growth at the beginning of entry? The significance of study is to promote the professional development of college teachers and maintain the stability of university facility. The limitation of study is because universities are on holidays now, there are no students in school. There's no way to enter the classroom to understand the teaching level of novice teachers and observe on the spot. Novice teachers may not fully express their teaching problem in interviews, and there may be certain deviations. In chapter 2 is literature review. This part introduces the theory and reviews the relevant literature from three aspects. Research on the problem faced by teachers' professional adaptation. Study on the influencing factors. And research on the guiding counters for the vocational adaptation of novice teachers. The chapter 3 is research methodology. This article mainly adopts qualitative research methods to conduct deep research on individuals. Qualitative research is good at describing the nature and meaning of phenomena in natural theory and come from first-hand detailed materials. The number of research of advocates of qualitative research is generally small. I select 2 new university teachers as my research advocates. They both were admitted by a university in Henan province at the same time in September 2019 and began to work as a university teacher, and their working time was 1 year. In this study, 2 in-depth interviews were conducted with 2 cooperating teachers. The interview method is the most important way of collecting research data in qualitative research. Data for this study were gathered through semi-structured interviews. In data analysis, first I read through all the interview materials and observation recordings and make primary marks in the blank space of the relevant materials. Second, I form a primary code. The third step is to form a logic diagram between different themes and sub-themes based on the analysis of different theme and date. Fourth, present the consistent views and the conflicts between different teachers to form a test. The chapter 4 is findings and discussions. These courses were then grouped to obtain subcategories that were further grouped to categories based on the similarity in implication. The data analysis mainly used category analysis in accordance with personal factors, behavior factors, environmental factors, and other category analysis. From personal factors, novice teachers have experienced the process of going from students to teachers. In this process, some new teachers have the problem of delayed role conversion. Beginning teachers feel that they are unable to perform these multi-roles, which will cause frustration and affect their own work. From behavioral factors, most beginning teachers lack teaching skills, and it is difficult to motivate students to learn. During the interviews with two new teachers, they mentioned that they were a little nervous and not very confident when they first studied the class, and it took a long time to prepare for the lesson. Most beginning teachers undertake heavy teaching tasks at the beginning of their work and don't have time to do scientific research. From environmental factor, in the interview, the two new teachers said that their salaries were not high and didn't reflect the contribution was proportional to return. In chapter 5 is conclusion and recommendation. This study analyzed the influences factors of beginning teachers from three aspects: personal factors, behavioral factors, and environmental factors. On this basis, it proposes countermeasures to promote the professional adaptation of college teachers from the levels of individuals and social organisms. In conclusion, my recommendations are: beginning teachers should have a clear understanding of themselves at the beginning of their career. Be prepared for difficulties we face. Beginning teachers should pay attention to scientific research, make full use of their spare time, and improve the efficiency and quality of scientific research results. From social organism, first of all, the school should further increase the salary of the new teacher. Secondly, schools should pay attention to the training of new teachers and set training content based on actual conditions. That's all. Thank you very much.